I played 9 hours of Crimson Desert and I can now tell you everything about my playthrough. Stay tuned for that. What's up guys, I'm Franky Boy on this channel covering everything regarding open world games, and this channel started with The Witcher 3 and I can kind of see that this might be a game for The Witcher fans, and that's actually amazing. Also, thank you so much for Perlipis to let me try out the game early. I was invited to Amsterdam, though this video is not sponsored and it's my opinion. We're gonna be talking about open world graphics, fight system, maybe a little bit about the stealthy kind of stuff, going over to weapons, armor, side activity, and we're gonna come up with a conclusion. Is this game worth your time? Let's talk about the open world and graphics first. I took my time in an endgame save where I had 2 hours and I took the dragon. I unfortunately cannot show you this because they stated, yes, you can show the old game but not the endgame due to spoilers, etc. But you can talk about it. So I was flying for 15 minutes from one corner to the other of the map. I was trying to do that and I did not, because actually the map is so huge. This open world is gigantic. It's enormous and I've almost never seen such a great open world. Great in terms of size. Let's see if in terms of greatness as well. The graphics, I think they look good. They are not like insanely stunning, but they look good. I played it on a PC with max settings and they of course had great PCs. Their AMD power horses that they provided for the event. I can't tell you how it will look like on PlayStation. I did not play it on any console, but we were forced to use the controller. Something later to that. The open world is enormous and is very vast and majestic. There's a lot of stuff to do. Sometimes there's just bodies laying around with something to loot. You get disrupted by bandits. You can use items somewhere somehow or catch some insects. You investigate towers with traps that are gonna shoot you or try to steal something, but you can't because you did not buy a mask. Yes, you have to buy a mask to actually be able to steal. Yet, even in places you completely killed everybody, you can't take the items. Kind of weird, but yeah, that's one part of it. Generally speaking, there's tons of activities, totally comparable to The Witcher, and this came to my mind at so many points. Also for the music of the fights. Sometimes I felt like I was playing Geralt with that music popping up, and this also came to my mind when exploring the open world. And now take a look at this and don't tell me they did not play The Witcher 3. You can't tell me, right? But I mean, inspiration from the best is potentially a good thing. Better than inspiration from the rest. Other than that, the world is huge, yes, and the nights are extremely dark. It's not due to the YouTube compression, the nights are this dark. You almost can't see anything, and that's insane. Because, yeah, it kind of felt like Kingdom Come Deliverance nights. A little bit more light maybe, just a tiny bit, but it's hard to see. And yeah, they did that obviously because they wanted to. Kind of makes sense. Just a tiny part on the story. Regarding the story, I can tell you, it was kind of weird, and it felt like it was kind of random. It was more like, hey, here you go. Thank you for saving this woman in the sewer. Ah, yeah, that woman is a witch, and here are wings, and now you can fly. And like, that's what happened. I didn't make that up. So we met this witch, and she obviously is not Rani from Elden Ring, and yes, she provided wings for us to fly. The story was kind of random. Maybe I was just a little bit too short into it, or I was missing out on some lore, but it felt kind of, yeah, this is just a piece of content to get you going and into the gameplay, and that's my focus. I love good gameplay. That's what I'm here for, but I'm not expecting a Witcher-style story. But what I know from Witcher is the movement. Jerky movement. And yes, they have it, of course. But in a totally different way, because we have parkour in Crimson Desert. And I first thought maybe I'm just too bad. But I was speaking to some journalists and creators at the event. Everybody had the same problem. The movement is tricky. You gotta press X multiple times to run and then press square, and you can't push like the L3 in to run. It's just not too intuitive, and I actually had some problems with easy parts as this, like easy jumping parts, because it was so fiddly tricky for me that I was kind of overwhelmed with it. It wasn't as intuitive, it wasn't as easy as other games, but the big thing is the game takes you seriously as a player, and the character does exactly what you tell him to do. The only problem is that you kind of gotta get into it because you're used to those games that pull your character like a magnet to the next stage, that you don't have to aim. So the games just help you on an insane level today, but Crimson Desert doesn't, because it takes you seriously and it thinks, hey, this dude, he can manage. But I couldn't, at least for the start, but later on I could, and that was great. Like these puzzles here, they sometimes can be very tricky as well, and not too intuitive. That's for the whole, I would say the whole exploration wasn't very intuitive, but it was taking me as a player serious. Maybe it should have not. My personal highlight was the fighting. Fighting mechanics are quite different from early game to late game, and again I can only show you early game. In the late game you're like a power horse, you can kill everybody, tons of enemies, fly with a dragon, kill them, come with a mech and throw rockets, kill them, fire, ice, electricity and nature and kill them, have a ton of skills and kill them, while in early game you just have weapons and kill them. The fight wasn't too complicated. It was approachable, it was easy. For people who play Witcher 3 on Deathmarch, I think you will totally feel at home. I think even on the lower difficulty, that might be the match. The boss fights can be tricky, though not this one. The Matthias is the very first boss fight, or second boss fight I would say in this game, and it was quite easy. It was just telling you and teaching you some things. You also learn a new skill in this fight, which is great, but every boss kind of is very different, feels very different. I think I fought 8 in total, and they are so exciting. It's always nice to learn something in such a boss fight, and group fights have been amazing as well. In this fight I learned the pump kick from Matthias, and yeah, he was so kind to tell me, and yeah, I could then push him into that wood and it would be destroyed. Like the environment actually reacting to your stuff is great as well. So fights are the real highlight, and they are pretty intuitive. I would say, yes, this is the highlight of the game, besides the gigantic open world. Let's talk side activities. I could go for hours about this. There's so much to do. Fishing, cooking, stealing, side quests, going for bounties, doing other stuff. It's just enormous what you can do. There's always something waiting for you, and yeah, that's kind of great, but you can feel overwhelmed, or you will not follow your path. It seems like a Witcher flashback. It is indeed. You got so many options, and completionists will take about 1,000 hours to finish this game, is what a dev unofficially told me. He did not come up with a concrete number. I was stating like you could easily spend 1k if you did everything full 100%, every camp, every unit, every trophy, every hidden trophy, every part of the story, every side quest. It's just enormous what you can do in this. By the way, this mask, yeah, you gotta get it early to hide your face and then be a criminal. Of course, nobody will recognize you when you have a mask on. The crime system in general is quite interesting. Well, you commit crimes, you kill someone, you steal something, you then get a bounty. And if you get caught, this is your debt. So you gotta pay it back, actually. So you gotta pay the damage back. I think it's kind of like cheap. That one killing of a guard is like 40 bucks or so. It doesn't weigh up a life in my personal opinion, but it's just a game. And you gotta pay it back. They now found out, oh yeah, that's this dude. Ah, I know him. And my face is now clearly visible, and I will be killed and arrested soon, because of course they are stocking up on forces. Later on, if you fly a dragon, they will send over the special dragon hunter forces, which is nice, yeah? But don't worry, you just get arrested and can go on with your debt, but can't buy anything anymore. Generally speaking, I think Crimson Desert is a nice game, and I think it will easily receive 8 to 9 votings of the press, so 80 to 90 on Metacritics. If I could guess, I would say it's like maybe at 85, and I'm curious to hear more. But at this point, after 9 hours of playing the game, I don't feel that I've seen anything near to the whole content. I did not play the housing feature. I have not seen the mercenary feature. I haven't seen so much that I feel like I don't know shit about this game. It's so majestic what you can do in this game. It kind of gives me the feeling, yes, this was definitely played as a multiplayer, because there's so many options and so many paths to choose from, so many traders, so many quests, so many activities, so many places, reputation and more. But I'm super curious to try it out more, and I'm super interested in it, and I think it is fun if you have the patience to go into these systems on a deep level, maybe somehow like in The Witcher 3, and if you are interested in such games at all. Something is a little tricky, especially the movement and the menus. They are not the easiest. I was disappointed by that, as well as the story. But regards the movement, they can totally fix it. So I'm curious what will change, and maybe you just set up your keyboard in a way that makes sense, right? So I would say if you're a person that likes games like Dragon's Dogma and The Witcher 3, this might be something for you. If you expect a very easy game, such as Assassin's Creed Shadows or Valhalla, then this game might not be the perfect fit for you. If you think like, I need the arrow pointing at the target, I want to have it very clear, then this might not be for you, or you will have to play it with guides by creators such as me. If you decide to play it with guides, please leave a follow. I will keep you up with content on Crimson Desert, and feel free to ask me anything. Maybe I can answer it in a later video. Thank you so much for everything you asked me. Maybe I'll make a video about the crime system itself or the skills, etc. because there's so many systems to deeply talk about. In the meantime, make sure to check out this video about Crimson Desert or that one about The Witcher 3. I'm a big fan. Make sure to check that out. Follow for more content, and I will speak to you in the next video. Bye guys, and thank you so much.